Oh my gosh.
Angel wings?
Yeah, well, you know what? I like that she's keeping her hands down. It'll make it easier.
Yeah, there's this
you guys brought something
video,
in?
this Choose Your Fighter video that's going around.
Oh, is this
I
the...
didn't think it was real, but I guess it might be.
No, it actually is real.
Ugh.
Yeah. You have the clip?
Yeah.
Okay, let's run this.
Choose your character.
Oh my gosh.
Angel wings?
Yeah, well, you know what? I like that she's keeping her hands down. It'll make it easier.
Great fighting
twerk.
stance.
Oh my gosh. She can't stand upright.
I just got my ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly. Is there another option?
I don't know who that last broad is, but I could literally stand in front of her without even planting my feet
Yeah.
and let her punch as hard as she possibly can for as long as she can. She would get tired before I feel a slight itch.
Really quickly, I haven't seen this, but apparently Justin Trudeau had he tried to flex a little bit, I guess, or some inspirational post. I really don't know, but the team thought it'd piss you off.
Oh, well, that's very likely.
Yeah, so let's see it.
Hey,
Hey.
I know it's in our nature to cut a guy some slack, give him the benefit of the doubt, like maybe he was confused or just joking or just maybe really needed a double-double. But this isn't that guy. These aren't those people, and those are not the Rockies. They make a lot of mistakes. They mistake our modesty for meekness.
Oh, no, is this a
our
Molson
kindness
commercial?
For consent, our nation for another star on
Please
their
tell me this is not a
flag,
Molson commercial.
And our love of a hot, cheesy poutine with their love of a hot, cheesy Putin. They think they can bully us, threaten us, and push us around. But they do not know us. That
Well, we're not, but we could.
Online they keep talking about. Not
You're welcome.
Artificial, and it's not on a map. It's right here. This is the land that Terry ran, the land the Gord sang about. This is the birthplace of peanut butter and ketchup chips and yoga pants. It is the land of
that a
universal
flex?
health care and the bench clearing for all, of innovation and optimism and getting her done. This is the land of the peacekeeper and the Shawinigan handshake. Are we perfect? No, but we are not the 51st anything. We are the first to unite in a crisis, the first to build bridges, not walls, and the first to stand on guard
fence, you
for
idiot.
these.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff, and we are Canadian. Thank you.
Meh.
So was that posted
Is it-
on Trudeau's account? Is that why?
So I think
Yes.
that's the guy who was on the Molson commercials back in the day, like I Am Canadian. It was a series of ads.
My God.
If I'm not mistaken, Molson is now owned by Miller Coors.
It's an American company, right?
I don't know if it's it might actually be one of the few
I
Quebec
think-
companies,
I don't know
Labatt.
if Miller Coors is even American anymore.
Molson
I
Coors.
think it's Molson Coors.
Yep, Molson Coors.
So it
Coors.
might be they merged and all those people he mentioned. So you're not the nation though that can meet your 2% NATO spending, right? You're not the nation that could actually be at the forefront of any medical innovations. You are the nation that has fewer MRI machines in the entire country than we have in the state of Vermont.
That's
Vermont.
efficient.
And those artificial lines, you're right. You're welcome. We have drawn those artificial lines. You know, even if we didn't take over all of Canada, we could take over some. We could hit one button and it ceases to exist. That whole beautiful little commercial in front of your projector would go up in a mushroom cloud.
When
Do you understand?
When I loved the examples that he gave of things that are purely, like these, like Canadian, and I'm like, you said innovation? Name one. Yeah. Things that you've invented.
Peanut butter, Gerald.
There you go. Ketchup chips.
And their
the hell am I
second
supposed to
food
do
is
with my
ketchup
jelly?
chips, which only exists in Canada. And yes, it's delicious.
Actually
but
sounds
the
good.
point is, it never caught on.
It didn't catch on anywhere else.
I was
Did you
told
go
it was
to
a
the moon?
black guy from America, but I was wrong.
They said they build bridges, not walls, while showing a picture of a fence. Much more wall than bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And much more an Asian on the other side of the fence. They're trying to keep out, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Well, that's the
silly.
problem. I think that what Trump wants is for you to build a wall.
Yeah. Do you have any, like, when you talk
that's
about
dumb.
tariffs, like, I know this, so I was raised in Montreal. We would go to Plattsburgh, New York, okay? Which is not, I know what you're thinking. It must be, no, it's not a nice town. We would just go there because it was the United States. It was the nearest place. We'd cross over in Champlain, New York. All right. We'd go to Plattsburgh
Sounds
and
fancy.
we'd often be buying the same stuff that we would get in Canada. It was just cheaper, to be clear. We'd go to Plattsburgh and be like, holy shit, this is the same, this is like 100% more at the Gap in Canada. And to give you an idea, when they say tax, you understand that you have to pay your taxes, right? It's not all duty free. We were actually pulled aside. I mean, this would happen regularly with my dad, my brother, my mom. We were pulled aside and we were forced to pay taxes on American flag swim trunks from Old Navy.
Well, that makes sense, actually. You're going to bring another country's flag in.
Yeah.
So when they say, no, it's always been free, it's always been fair trade, we would be questioned at the border and have to pay on everything. The guy didn't have to be a stickler, but he was.
Were you guys buying peanut butter in the States?
Ah.
I
bastards.
I couldn't tell you. And by the way, what an innovation. Take peanut butters and do this. Take peanuts and do this.
I like peanut
I
butter.
like how he didn't mention basketball.
Yeah, I know. You didn't mention basketball. Also, by the way, peanut butter is the only food that is so simple and non-innovative that I can literally do it myself by dropping peanuts in a machine at Sprouts. Now I have peanut butter. It's not a difficult process.
No.
It's grinding up peanuts. You may add a little oil.
I mean, you know,
Yoga pants
germ
too.
theory,
I mean,
flight, refrigeration,
You know.
going to the moon, splitting the atom. We've done some things. Maybe
Well,
you guys should.
I do
update your
appreciate the
highlight
Canadians
video.
figuring out that tight pants look good on women.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
I mean, there are funny parts
I
of it. and I'm fine
appreciate
with it,
that. I do.
Also, in Canada, I'm trying to think. Well, Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, was Canadian, but he, of course, had to get it
to the United
manufactured and
States
come
to
to the
do it.
United States to make it work.
Yeah.
And every single one of their artists, well, none of them were successful until they made it in the United States,
United States.
just to be clear. So they hate it. It's silly. It's silly, but it's morally wrong. They're an awful, awful neighbor. And the fact that right now they're grandstanding. This is like being in a relationship where you're like, hey, man, or having a kid living in your house and you say, okay, yeah, you know what, you're 20, you're getting back on your feet. But you know what? Just do your just help out around the house and, hey, pay the water bill and we'll call it square. Contribute. And they haven't done it for 6 months and then a year. And you come to them and go like, hey, son, this is the agreement. You got to start taking care of yourself. What? I thought you were my dad. You're not my dad. It's like, okay. What do you want us to? Well, how long does this go on? Secure your border. I would like it to include the qualifier. Start building up your military. You know, just to the amount that you already promised. Do friends keep their word? Do friends keep their word? What do TikTok nurses, COVID lockdowns, and lesbian school teachers have in common? None of them will be included in this next video if you click it. It's the internet. It's a cruel, dark place. I can't promise you the world. But today, I can offer you that. And isn't that a step in the right direction?